It was a nice day, so we decided to go to this place called Trebarwith Strand, which we hadn't been before. We'd heard there was a nice beach there, and we thought, well, we'll take the dogs.
And Dave just said, are we taking fishing gear? So I thought, well, we'll shove it in car, and if we go, we go. When we got there, there is no sand at high water. It was just rocks.
I said, I think I'll get my fishing tackle out. And me and Adrian walked over the rocks, and we saw the lifeguards.
And we chatted to the lifeguards that were at the top. They were actually roughly where we were going to fish. And they told us where to cast, and they were brilliant, you know, a couple of nice lads. So we got set up, we had a few casts fishing.
And then I thought, oh, that's a bit lower and a bit further out, I can get onto that one. But the rocks were slippy. I was reeling in the loose line, then I slipped. And as I slipped, a 4-foot wave came, and I went in the water. And I couldn't get a footing. And then it just went black.
Then I'm shouting, you know, lifeguard, and shortly one of them came running out.
I just took my clothes off as I was running, pulled my wetsuit on fully. Then I saw the guy that was obviously in trouble.
And you could see that he must have been knocked about a bit and he was losing it. I mean, he would know the risks more than, you know, when I'm asking him to go in, I didn't realise what I was asking him to go into. We subsequently found out this thing called a washing machine.
It's basically a rocky groin with a corner in it, and as all the waves come in, they get tighter and tighter into that corner, and obviously where the waves get squashed into the corner, it makes a big explosion of water. And in my eyes, if I didn't get in and help him buff those waves against the rocks, then I think it was about 30 seconds of me getting in there, or the waves getting to him first. Instantly, when I first got in contact with the casualty, I tried straight away to get my hand over his chest and under his armpit, because that's a good grip, and got another arm free to swim. But the trouble I had with that is he had loops of fishing line around his chest and neck, so I didn't realise that and put my hand straight through the loops of fishing line, and then I found myself entangled with him, and wherever he was going, I was going. I see John up on the higher ledge, and obviously I started shouting, waving, just, John, get in here please as soon as you can. And yeah, as soon as he got in the water, it did make things a lot easier.
The conditions in the water were hard for the rescue, and being fully unconscious as well, obviously he wasn't able to do anything. But once we got on either side, got comfortable in the positions with the toe, and both started to work.
Very slow progress out through that little groin. On the day the swell was actually increasing, so there was a lot of sets of waves. So we'd finally get out in line to where we needed to be, and then another set would come and we'd get washed back in. And then eventually we managed to get around the corner of rocks that we needed to. We all got smashed up onto the side of the rock groin there, and bounced back down again. And then a very large wave came, and I can actually remember saying to John, I said, "On this wave, John, on this wave." And before I got to say anything, we actually got smashed and rolled right the way up the rocks.
And got him onto like the rock ledge, where there was another chap, I don't know who that was, I think he was a surfer.
No, our main priority was to get all the kit down so we could start life support. So I sent John up to the base to grab the grab bag and all the resus kit. Whilst he was en route, I started the first cycle of CPR, checked the airway, did everything by the book. And then John arrives back after a couple of cycles, also with a nurse that happened to be on scene. Me and John, we put everything into it. We both had faith in him, but he was extremely grey. His stomach was completely full of water. Every time he moved slightly, a lot of foamy water would come out of his mouth. Yeah, he just looked completely lifeless.
I thought a few times that David was dead. He definitely wasn't breathing, absolutely definitely. You could see a slight twitch of a heartbeat in his chest. You could see a slight movement there, so you knew there was maybe something there.
We've done a few cycles of CPR. A few of the local guys, local surfers, were there to help out so we could get him on the stretcher.
I hear a faint noise, which obviously was a helicopter coming in. We didn't really know what was going on, when they were going to winch someone down, and but then eventually we see the winchman coming out of the bottom of the helicopter with a board, and as he starts coming down, it's just really relieving feel. We moved him off our spinal board onto their board, and then that was when he slowly started winching away, and I can remember he was just going up past my head, and as soon as he was at my suck, my knees started to wobble and I really nearly collapsed. It felt like the first bit of fresh air I had for a good half an hour.
I'm super proud of the guys. They've done an incredible job. You know, they've put their lives at risk. They've gone in. Not only have they rescued the guy, but they've actually resussed him, and he is alive today, which is incredible.
Because without them, I'd be dead. You can't thank them enough. It's impossible. Because life is so precious, and you're a long time dead. So if John and Chris are watching this or see this, look after yourself, lads.